everybody, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's time for a watch-along. It's been a while. It's been a long time actually since I've done a watch-along stream. You know, I don't usually do them. They're not something that I enjoy doing that often. But for the friendlies, it's good to sit and have a laugh and, you know, just talk about everything that's going on Celtic related and watch the game and yeah, all that jazz. I mean, it's a pre-season friendly, for crying out loud. I mean, there's not exactly a lot of excitement going on in these games. So, you know, if you can do something, the stream for me is just starting now by the looks of things. So I'm waiting to see if it's Jerry McCulloch and such that are going to be here. But anyway, hello. Nice to see you. Let you finish that off if you're a Bruce Forsyth fan. Yeah. A lot of you tuning in so far this morning, over 250 live viewers. We are 8 minutes away from kickoff. So we've got a wee bit of time to chat. Let's build ourselves up to this game. Let's discuss everything that needs to be discussed. But just some quick shout outs to everybody who's piling in. Shout out to Ian, by the way, who says he's in Columbus, Georgia. It's 5:45 AM. Thank the Lord, Ryan, as I have no access. Columbus, Georgia. Wow, that's fantastic, that. Hello, Ian. Nice. Enjoy, sir. You're trapped in a box. I am. I'm in the loft. It's going to get warm up here by the end of the game. I tell you that for nothing. Took a sick day just to see this. Just got you right. Brilliant, False. Brilliant. A sick day for the friendly. Love it. Hope you don't get any bother for that, I must say. We'll talk about this throughout the stream. I'm sure we'll get that up at some point. Owen, and we'll talk about the Ferreira links from last night. Hannah's watching from work. Trust me, done it so many times when I worked in Tesco. It was a tradition to sit in the bakery with the games on my phone. Champions League games, Europa League games, the whole lot midweek. I'll watch along instead of forking out for a pay-per-view, which I can't really afford. Listen, I can't sit here and tell you where to go, but there's places that you can get this for free. Don't be paying. Nobody can afford to be paying the fees that they expect for this. But just keep your eye in the chat, Les. Keep your eye in the chat. I'm sure people will tell you where to go. I can't. I don't know what anybody's talking about. I'm perfectly legal. I'm watching it legally. I'm telling you right now. Watching this whilst working from home, headset on, Celtic game on, one monitor and your face in the other. That's fantastic, Andrew. I love the setup. Let me know how you're all watching. Oh, yes, it is. It's 10:54 in Easterhouse. Yes. I mean, I'm Garfamok, right? But I mean, get up the road. Aye. So, rather sit here and listen to this and watch the game. Oh, fantastic. That is really nice. Right, so let's have a look at the team then. Let's talk about the game before it does kick off, because we'll just be chatting nonsense through the game. That's the whole point, you know. I don't want to sit there and I'm not going to be sitting giving you expert analysis. I'll tell you what's happening, of course. If you're not watching, I'll give you some play-by-play commentary, but this is a friendly. We're not going to be sitting here over-analysing seriousness, blah, 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 blah. We're going to be sitting having a laugh, talking away about it. But let's have a look at the team before we get on with anything else, so that we see what we're working with heading into this game against Yokohama. If Marinos kickoff is 5 minutes away. Brendan Rodgers is currently speaking with Jerry McCulloch, or whoever is conducting the interviews. I've not got my headset on yet, so I don't know if it is Jerry. Here is the team on screen then. They've went in number order, annoyingly, so it doesn't exactly tell you who's playing where. But the team listed is Joe Hart, Greg Taylor, Karel Starfelt, Sead Haksabanovic, Leela Bada, Yuki Kobayashi, Tomoki Awata, Matt O'Reilly, Dyson Maida, Rio Hatate, and Callum McGregor. The substitutes include Scott Bain, Benjamin Seagrace, Liam Scales, Kyogo, David Turnbull, Bernabe, Lawal, Vata, Kelly, Forrest, Summers, Welsh, and McPherson. So that is your team that Brendan Rodgers has decided to field for his first televised Celtic game, returning as manager. You know, obviously we played Portimonense the other day. That game wasn't televised, so this is basically his first game back, and he's gone with a very interesting team. Kyogo left on the sidelines. Obviously, you can't read too much into it being a pre-season friendly, also considering the amount of injuries we have going into this game, the fact Carter Vickers isn't fit, the fact Ralston isn't fit, the fact a few names aren't fit, of course. There's a few names missing from this side. But this is a pretty strong team, all things considered. Now, Where are people going to be playing? That is the question. I think a lot of people will be looking at this and thinking, wow, well, who's playing at right back? Who's playing up front? Etc. etc. I think that if I was to put my money on anything, I would assume that one of the Japanese boys will be at right back. So I think that I've assumed that Kobayashi is at right back, but who knows? It could be Ryo Hatate. Ryo Hatate could be playing at right back with Awata moving in to the centre midfield. We'll see once the game kicks off. And then when it comes up front as well, it could be Haksabanovic, it could be Maida. I think that you'll see a rotation between the front three anyway. I think that you'll even see Lia Labada taking a turn up front at some point. I think that there'll be a swift rotation between the three. Listen, it's a friendly game, so yeah. Jack's updated me saying that the commentators or the presenters have went on to say that Awata will be playing at right back. So there is both of my guesses out the window. This is why you never come to me for your expert opinion. Hello, Thomas. Nice to see you, Tam, my man. On the phone and a test cricket on the telly. Love, I'm not a cricket man myself. But anyway, there is your team. It is scrolling along the bottom of my screen anyway. So don't worry. There is no shortage of graphical information for you. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think that we'll see a good rotation throughout the team as the game goes on. Obviously, the bench does start to lose its touch as it goes on. A lot of B team players there. No Odin Thiago home, which was one that I was surprised to see. But listen, friendly games. Everybody will get a turn today. I think it will be a big change at half-time, but we'll see what happens. Yokohama, right now, sitting joint top of the table in the Japanese top flight, the J League. They are one game behind, so they might be 3 points behind very soon, but they've got a top scorer in the league as well. I've actually not seen the Yokohama F Marinos team. So before I get diving back into comments and before kickoff, let's go and have a look at the Yokohama F Marinos starting lineup for today, and we'll have a good laugh trying to read through the names together. Where's their Twitter? You've not got a Twitter, boys. Have you got a Twitter? I don't know if they've got a Twitter. Surely they've put up a team lineup. Boys, come on. You're at it here, surely. Surely they've put up a team. Are you at it? Does Twitter exist in Japan? Like, what's going on? Celtic. This is the part of the beauty of live streams. You know, all the work that you do off camera suddenly just becomes real right in front of your eyes. I see no Yokohama team. Anybody know? Anybody at all seen a Yokohama team anywhere? They've not even showed it on stream yet. So, the teams are in the tunnel. Anyway, do you know what? Who cares? It's not as if I know any of the players anyway. I know their striker, the big man, is it Fernandez? He's scored 15 goals this season. There he is. He's playing. I see him. Oh my God, he's a unit. The size of the boy. Bloody hell. Celtic, sign him up. So, yeah, let's have a laugh. Let's enjoy this. I'm going to stick my headset on so that I'm at least getting some commentary fed through to me. Oh, there's the sex adverts. Hello. What's this? Oh, it's the typical Russian MILFs near you. Thanks. I wonder whereabouts they're staying in Garfamwaka. Right, okay, let's turn. It's not Jerry. It's your man Paul, innit? Paul Cudahy. Which is a welcomed change to say the least. The attendance for the scale of the stadium doesn't look as though there's a hell of a lot of people in there today. But we weren't expecting a 60,000 sellout, to be quite honest. Is Nakamura playing? Yes, of course. I know the kits are quite nice, aren't they? Right, the teams are walking out the tunnel. Now I do warn you, I am watching this through questionable means, which probably means if you're watching officially on, I shouldn't be saying this. That's kind of. I'm watching on Celtic TV. But my Celtic TV is slightly behind than other Celtics TVs, so you know what I'm saying. If I react a bit late, whatever. I don't care about spoilers and all the rest of it, but The team are now walking on to the park. Once again, on the bottom of the screen there is your starting 11. You'll see it rolling along, but let's have a laugh. Over 500 of you checking out this morning. I do appreciate it. I do enjoy doing these. When it comes to the friendlies, just because you can afford to sit and have a laugh. And listen, I always hate, like, you know how you see the clips of like Goldbridge or Arsenal Fan TV and they do the watch-alongs and they make a right proper tit of themselves. I'm going to speak quite openly and honestly here for a minute, especially, not so much with Goldbridge, right? Because he's some London or Man United fan who sits in his wee studio. But you know, like the Arsenal Fan TV mob, and they get clipped for their reactions and all the rest of it. I actually sympathise with them a little bit. It's fucking embarrassing, right? But I actually sympathise a little bit with them because, see, if you put a camera on me at the football, I would get slagged rotten for the stuff that I shout, for the reactions I give, because that's what you do at the football, but you don't realise because you're there. But they obviously do it in front of a camera. They kind of turn themselves up a little bit as well. But I actually sympathise with them a little bit because that is just them reacting as football fans. But there are a lot of them that are just absolute idiots. And I don't do watch-alongs for that exact reason. There's fucking Muscat. Serves you right for fucking Muscat. I actually, you know, I would never do it for a competitive game because, God, it would end in a nightmare. But at least we are friendly. I'm not going to sit here and go, when we score or slam my desk when we concede. So, aye. So the huddle's about to commence. I'll get it back on screen for you then. We'll get into your chat, your topics. We'll talk away. But just before the game kicks off, as the team start their, well, actually it's not the huddle yet, it's the team photograph first. But there it is once again. Joe Hart, Greg Taylor, Karl Starfelt, Sead Haksabanovic, Lee Labada, Yuki Kobayashi, Tomoki Iwata, Matt O'Reilly, Dyson Maida, Ryo Hatate, and the captain, Callum McGregor. The bench made up of Bain, Siegrist, Scales, Kyogo, Turnbull, O, Bernabe, Lawal, Vata, Kelly, Forrest, Summers, Welsh, and McPherson. So there is your Celtic team for this morning's game. Over there, obviously, it's this evening's game, but we're watching it in our time. I've also got a pillow with me. Do you know what? Honestly, hold on, I need to... Wait, give me a moment. Now, I see this comment. I want to bring it up. Matthew saying, is there any way I can throw a stopwatch on the screen and press start when the whistle blows so we can see the time of the game you're at? I wish I could. I genuinely wish I could, but I can't. There's no way I can do it through this software. Unfortunately, I had plans to use a different software today so that I could do that. When I opened up my PC this morning, the software that I wanted to use wouldn't work. And I wasn't going through the panic or the hassle to get it fixed in time. So I'm just using this today. So I can't, unfortunately, today. For the other friendlies, if we do watch-alongs again, I'll try and sort it. And I'll try and get a stopwatch on the screen for you. You're just going to have to use your imagination. And I'll give you frequent updates as to where I am in the game. But, you know, for all that it really matters anyway. As the game gets ready to kick off. The huddle has been completed. I seen someone say in the chat that the attendance was somewhere in the region of 7,500. However, I couldn't confirm or deny if that's true. I don't know how many people are there. I'd love to see the other side of the stadium where the cameras are, but there has been no view yet. So aye. Right, kickoff is among us. Let's do this. Celtic, Yokohama F. Marinos. First televised derby of the season. Brendan Rodgers is back. It's a new year at Celtic Football Club. I am wanting Haxa to cook. That's what I want from this game today, lads. There we go. I see Haksabanovic channeling his inner Slim Shady. He is. I love the hair. I think it's a good look. Right, we're in. Oh my God, Maida, go son. I'm joking. I'm relying on you, Ryan. I can't watch the game, unfortunately. Go commentary mode. Don't worry, I'll try my best to to give you as much commentary as I possibly can along the way, while also talking the usual nonsense. But Celtic have started the game with the ball. Karl Starfelt, however, has passed it out the park. This game for me is one that, once again, we're going to see a stark difference, I think, from how we ended last season to how we now start this campaign in the friendlies, because we're going to get back up to speed. Dyson Maida chasing down the ball really, really well there, and Celtic will win the ball back in the defence under Yuki Kobayashi. And Yuki Kobayashi is someone who needs to get off to a good start, I think, in this pre-season and this campaign, with a lot of the criticism that he's had You know, we want to see him get some good minutes under his belt. I think Dyson Maida knew he was offside there because it looked a good pass, but he didn't make an attempt on the ball. Anyway, I think that you're going to see a stark difference with the fitness. It's at the end of last campaign to the start of this campaign. Yeah, it's Anderson Lopez. That's the striker's name for Yokohama. Anyway. So, what do we want to talk about? And this fantastic friendly that is riveting right now. Tell you what, it's mad watching these Japanese games because it just looks incredibly different, doesn't it? It just like the park looks different, and obviously the climate is completely different over there. It's very humid in Japan, very, very different surroundings. And I must be, by the way, I must be miles behind on this stream because it's actually 7 minutes past 11. I don't know if it kicked off at 11 on the button, right? It's a friendly, so they probably wouldn't have been very strict about it. But I've just clocked on that it's 7 minutes past 11, and I'm only 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the fucking game. And people are talking about something that's apparently happened. Oh, God. I know what to expect now. Kobayashi's had a howler in defence. Yokohama have the ball. Moving it out to the right-hand side. I'm going to refresh my stream in a moment to see if it catches me up. It's a ball through Starfelt with a poor clearance, but Kobayashi's there to sweep it up. And Yokohama are keeping the pressure on the Celtic defence here, dribbled out of play. Now, I'm seeing it filter through in the chat here that it is 1-0 to Yokohama, but I am miles behind, so we'll wait and see what happens. Here's Ryo Hitati. He plays it forward to Taylor, who loses the ball. It was a poor first touch. Sends it out wide. And Yokohama passing the ball pretty well in the build-up to the final third anyway. They seem to be comfortable on the ball. They seem to be confident on the ball. God almighty, it's piling in the chat right now. Ball through for big Anderson Lopez. Joe Hart has had an absolute stinker. Jesus God almighty. It's 1-0 to Yokohama. Bloody hell. Joe Hart, what you doing, son? I'm going to refresh my stream because, wow, I seem to be miles behind, by the way. But it is 1-0 to Yokohama. Apparently it's 1-0 now. That says a lot. Where's this stream at now? God almighty. But Joe Hart has had an absolute howler there for the first goal. An absolute howler. He's effectively went down, claimed the ball, and upon claiming the ball, he has then decided to let go of it to the feet of Anderson Lopez. Joe Hart then further goes on to claim that Anderson Lopez has taken it from his feet. But no, referees obviously allowed the goal to stand. 1-0. There you go. Everybody's miles ahead of me because the stream on here. Anybody got a better website? Because I'm watching it on something. I'm watching it on Celtic TV. Aye. But Joe Hart had an absolute howler. 1-0 Yokohama. I have then been told that we're about to score in a minute anyway. This is the beauty of doing these sort of streams. When you've not got like actual television to watch it on, like Sky BT. You know, everybody's out of sync. So it's always a good laugh. But Joe Hart not doing himself many favours there, is he? Not doing himself many favours at all with the conversation to, you know, people not want him to be first choice. He's really inviting on the pressure to himself. But what I will say is this, see a point being brought up here from Celtic Daft saying, you know, it was shocking from Starfelt to initially bring the pressure on. And I agree, I think defensively we were very poor there. Starfelt done very poor to cross the ball away. But at the end of the day, it's a friendly, not going to overreact. But it is, you know, Joe Hart should be doing a better job, should be claiming the ball, should be keeping a hold on the ball. And he didn't. So I think that the goalkeeping issue is going to be one that I assume it's, oh, by the way, Celtic are breaking away. Liela Bada has Maida alongside. It's 1-0. Well done, Celtic. Dyson Maida gets the equaliser. A good counter-attack from Celtic against the run of play. We're back in the game. Thank you to Ian. I am like you, Ryan. Well behind on 5 minutes. Yeah, that's the goal. Obviously, just went in for me. So, aye, that pretty much tells you everything. Behind by 5 minutes. Fantastic. But Dyson Maida makes... I've not even updated the score. It's on my... I need to go and do that, don't I? It's 1-0. Dyson Maida with the equaliser. It was a good counter-attack. Liel Abada using all of his pace to get us going, to get us moving. He slips the ball across goal to Dyson Maida, who found himself in a very delicious position, to say the least. And it's the first score of the Brendan Rodgers era, as Dyson Maida finds our equaliser. I didn't really catch actually who got the ball to start the counter attack. Somebody will probably let you know in the chat. But what I will say is it was a fantastic run from Liel Abada, who I think will be very, very important to what we do this season. Thank you for the donation, Jacob. I'll get to you in a moment. I'm just going to go and update my screen so that we have the updated score on, because I've just realised I've been sitting at 0-0 for the last fucking God knows how long. So there you go. Yokohama 1, Celtic 1. An interesting first 6 minutes, to say the least. But thank you, Ian, for your donation, the £5. Do appreciate it. And thank you as well to Jacob. Fawa News has it, Ryan. Fawa News. Now we'll keep this going for now, and then I'll because you know that thing, you close it off and it gives you all the ads and all the rest of it. Tim Malloy saying people need to calm the fuck down. It's a pre-season friendly. I don't even want to open Twitter right now because I'm scared, to be honest. I'm really scared as to what is going to be the reaction to Joe Hart's howler. Let's go and have a look at Twitter, actually. Let's have a look very quickly, because this will be some laugh. Let's see. Jizo Hartman is the top tweet. But Rio Hitati deserves a lot of the credit for what we managed to build up to there for our equaliser. So well done to Rio Hitati. But a really good run from Liel Abada, who I think that I said the other day in my video, the squad tier video, I think you can't let him go now. I think Liel Abada is really important as to what we're going to do this season. And to, kind of bridge this transition between both managers, I think he's going to be really, really important. So, that's a great ball over the top, but Maida just can't bring it down. I was unlucky from Celtic there. About 8 minutes in, it was a good ball played over the top of the Yokohama defence, and Dyson Maida reaches his leg out to try and bring it down, but just couldn't bring it. And if he'd managed to get the first touch, and it could have been 2-1 Celtic. Let's talk about some of the comments that we've got here, because a lot of Joe Hart is criticism, you could say, to put it mildly. Over 800 viewers, by the way. Thank you very much. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Frank says, Heart's a bomb scare. He's got to go. I've been saying this for ages. Not just his diabolical mistake today. Bain is not the answer either. Get Siegrist in goal now. Wow, Siegrist to jump in. Hart is an absolute imposter. We have a better keeper with the boy from... The boy from where? Yeah, a lot of Hart is making me have a heart attack, says Maggie. Celtic pressing on the Yokohama defence, but you can see a lot of what, Ange Postecoglou has put into that team, and then Kevin Muscat has developed on. Good passing amongst the Yokohama backline and the goalkeeper there. We were trying to press in on it, but they didn't look fazed by it, and they still don't look fazed by it at all. Maida pressing high just now, along with Liel Abada and Co. And Maida needs to have a better swing at that, because Maida did get on to a ball there. And he wasn't offside. He was onside, but Yokohama made a slack pass. Dyson Maida was there to intercept on the ball, but his shot was very faint, very faint. And the keeper was able to get down in time and make a save. But you need to be more clinical than that. Given opportunities, gifted opportunities like that inside the box, you've got to take them. It is a friendly though, get up to speed. But during the competitive game, wow. Siegrist should get the nod after this. I don't think Siegrist should get the nod after this. I think that Celtic need to just sign a new keeper. I don't think Siegrist is the answer. I just think that, if we're going to replace Hart, we replace him with someone who we spend money on and we know is coming in to give us that quality. I don't think it's Benjamin Siegrist's role. Now, a lot of people after this mistake today and this friendly will be going on about how Siegrist should probably be starting for the start of the campaign. Listen, I'm not gonna jump to extents like that quite yet. I think it would take a lot more in these pre-season games for me to be fully convinced that Siegrist or Bain should be starting ahead of Hart. But Celtic try to pass it out from the back. Dyson Maida is fouled upon that. Still 1-0, 10 minutes in. I don't think we should gamble on players like Siegrist, Bain, etc. I really don't think we should. Listen, Hearts had a howler today. Maida just didn't get a clean strike at that, did he? A clean strike, and that would have been 2-1 Celtic right there. Yeah, it's not easy to get it right with keepers at all. Celtic attacking, by the way, on the right-hand side. Rio Hatate tries to slip in, but good defence. Stood up Rio Hatate really, really well there. Was it Hatate? It looks like Hatate. We stood him up really, really well. But Celtic doing well to get a share of the ball just now. They've managed to hold on to it for the last 5 minutes or so, despite Yokohama, really trying to build up their game from the back and really showing no pressure. I feel like that Dyson Maida opportunity has kind of changed the game in the fact that we've now seen a little share of possession. So, but it's one of those ones that right now, both teams have had their opening goal. Both teams have started the game off quite mixed, comfortable on the ball. Yet defensively, there has been errors on both sides. But it is still 1-1 here at Celtic. Not at Celtic Park, here at the Nissan Stadium. Let's see, a lot of Joe Hart criticism going on. It will be Siegrist is a good keeper. Why shouldn't he start? Keepers are hard to come by. I think it's been made quite evident that there's a reason he's not in the team. And I for one, I don't know. Oh, that's a good tackle. It looked clean, but the referee's been given a foul. Maida did go flying. It's awful deep, Maida. When he's playing up front, Dyson Maida likes to come back deep. He's been really high up the park. No, it's not a good tackle, actually. I take that back. That's not a good tackle at all. Doesn't win the ball. Sends Maida flying, but it's not enough to warrant a sending off or anything like that. There was no studs showing. Maida's okay. And the game continues 12 minutes in. Anyway, what is, everybody, it's pretty, like, this is one thing. Brendan's made a very good point, and I'll back Brendan up on this one. He says, Hart, like most keepers, has a clanger or two in his locker. Let's hope he gets rid of them pre-season, but I would like to try and get a proven keeper for Europe. That's the exact way I would word it. It's pre-season as well, it's his first game back. It's not something to start throwing the toys at the pram about. But what I will say, the point I was trying to make about Siegrist, and I agree, I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's our level. He is a good keeper, right? But I just don't think he's Celtic's keeper. I don't think that he's someone who I would be happy with being the starting keeper week in, week out. I would like us to sign someone else. Now, Siegrist wasn't even our backup for the majority of last season. I think there's a reason for that. I don't think that Benjamin Siegrist will be at Celtic much longer, in all honesty. But people are sitting here saying, he should start for us. No, he shouldn't. Let's be fucking real. He should be starting games for us. Should Joe Hart be starting games for us? It's a completely different debate in itself. But listen, Joe Hart made a fantastic number of saves last year. He also had these couple of howlers. Every keeper does. But I want to see Celtic sign a keeper. I really do. I really do want to see us sign a keeper. But anyway, let's move on from... Until there's another mistake, let's move on from talking about Siegrist and Joe Hart and goalkeepers. 15 minutes on my watch, but obviously we should be longer than that, and this stream is behind. A lot of people's stream's behind, but on my screen we're about 14 and a half minutes through. It's Yokohama 1, Celtic 1. Yokohama trying to find their way through the Celtic defence right now. They've moved the ball just outside the box, cross it over. It's met by the big striker, but good defence from Celtic as we now look to build out from the back. And Kobayashi plays it forward, right to the Yokohama defence. Fantastic. Any points to bring up? A wee opportunity there for Yokohama. Their striker is a big boy, Anderson Lopez. He is big, and he knows how to score goals. Our level. What exactly is our level? Our level, I'm not a scout. I don't know what goalkeepers out there, Kevin, for example, are realistic for Celtic to land. Good chance here. Haksabanovic, was a good pass, but a good interception from Yokohama. I'm not a scout. I don't know what goalkeepers are out there for us to be our level. I tell you one thing, though, it's not Benjamin Siegrist. Celtic will identify somebody. We should have identified Dominik Livakovic sooner. We had a genuine chance of signing that guy. It's gone. It's right to Villarreal because we waited too long. That's Celtic's problem. We are good in the recruitment department. We've made a lot of good recruitment options over the last... We've made a lot of good signings over the last couple of years. The recruitment has got much better since Brendan Rodgers' first spell as Celtic manager. But we've always had the same problem, and that is, when it comes to these bigger players who we could land, We either wait too long or we're not willing to pay enough, and it comes back to bite us. We waited too long for Dominic Livakovic. We gave him too many options. That's someone Celtic... If Celtic were genuinely interested, and they could have paid the £8-9 million for him, they should have been on top of that a month ago. They left it too long. So when it comes to our level, nobody really truly knows who our level is. Because I see people shouting out, for example, Kelleher for Liverpool. Never going to happen. He's on a big wage. Liverpool want a lot of money for him. That isn't our level. Because our level isn't 20 million quid. That's what Liverpool will want for Colin Kelleher. I think I just called him Colin. I don't even think that's his first name. Lopez with a chance. It drifts wide for Yokohama. Our level, it's someone within, the region of below £10 million anyway, and Celtic will identify them, because I don't scout goalkeepers, but a lot of people saying Kelleher. Bazunu is never going to happen either. Look, I would love the thought of Kelleher or Bazunu. Is that how you see his name, Bazunu? I signed him last night, from my United team in Football Manager, so fucking no. But these are players that are never going to come to Celtic. It's just not going to happen. It's pipe dream stuff. I think Liverpool have already spoke about how they'd want to get about £20 million for him. Not going to happen. Would they loan him out to Celtic? I don't think so. I think if he was to go from Liverpool, it'd probably be a permanent deal. And Bazunu is obviously Southampton's first choice. And I think they would want a lot of money for him as well. So, I don't watch goalkeepers over Europe every week. So, aye. Anyway, let's see. Let's get some things spoken about. For people who are just joining likes, I see there's now over 1,000 viewers, by the way. Thank you. Like and subscribe. All that good jazz. You can comment, you can donate, you can do whatever you want. It's your party is my party. Welcome in. Who scored? Celtic's goal was scored by Dyson Maida. Yokohama's goal, absolutely no fucking idea. 18 minutes played here on my screen. I highly doubt that we'll sign a new goalkeeper this window. As Yokohama move forward now, slip it across goal. Celtic get rid of it through an O'Reilly tackle, which finds its way to Greg Taylor. We now look to escape, but the high press, wow. Yokohama like their high press, by the way. Pressing Celtic high up the park, giving away a lot of fouls in their own final third, but it's just about trying to handle it and see if they tire out. But they look a fit bunch. They're halfway through their season. Highly that we sign a goalkeeper. I wouldn't say that a goalkeeper is probably automatically due to happen. I don't think that we're guaranteed to sign a keeper this window. But I think if one presents itself, if someone comes along and we'll see. Listen, don't look at me for your Fabrizio Romano type rumours. Kobayashi's Effie Ambrose in disguise. Never good enough for us. We really need to get one or two good centre halves in. Yeah, I would like to see us sign a centre half this window. Once again, if you watched my video the other day, the squad tier list video, Kobayashi, Starfelt and Carter Vickers are really all we have in terms of centre halves. Now, I know there's Welsh and there's Scales in the squad. Two of them that aren't good enough. Two of them need to be moved on. I know a lot of people are on the Stephen Welsh fan club thing. Like, a lot of people like Stephen Welsh. Good pass from Haxa, by the way. Maida, come on, sharpen up, son. Like, a lot of people are on this Scales fan thing. But he's not good enough. So you're looking at a squad that really does have only three centre-halves. Cameron Carter-Vickers, Carl Starfelt and Yuki Kobayashi. And that's not enough. We need to go out there and we need to sign away. So I'm hoping that we do sign a centre-half in this window. But we'll wait and see what happens. Yeah. Thank you, Keelan. Thank you. I don't know if that's about me or about the Rangers fan that was in the chat. Here's Sead Haksabanovic on the left-hand side. I'm assuming it's about the Rangers fan and not me, but anyway. Here's Matt O'Reilly, who's got the short socks. Like, he looks like Jack Grealish out there. Celtic have a nice wee share of possession. Moves out. Liela Bada slips in for Dyson Maida. It's Celtic 2, Yokohama. Marinos 1. Dyson Maida with his second of the game. A really well worked goal from Celtic. Pinpoint from Liela Bada, who picks up his second assist of the game. But Maida makes it 2-1 to the hoops. And it's a good lead for Celtic now to have in what has been so far a testing friendly, to say the least, because Yokohama have not been bad at all. But it was moved out from Hitati to Iwata. Iwata then finds Abada, who keeps himself onside. And Dyson Maida times his run to perfection. And it's an easy tap-in goal. You can't miss them. Anybody's scoring them. I'm scoring them. Your granny's scoring them. And, it's 2-1 to Celtic. Maida, he could have been offside. He could have been offside in that angle given there. But listen, there's no VR in these games. The referee hasn't indicated an offside. You know what? I think he's on, to be fair. He does play the line really, really well, and obviously it's Dyson Maida, who we know likes to play the line tight. But the fact of the matter is, it's Celtic 2, Yokohama 1. Wait till I go and update my graphics, ladies and gentlemen, as we make it 2-1. But nice to have a lead. Yokohama trying to get right back into it, but a ball played too long, and it will go to Joe Hart. 2-1, ladies and gents. Dyson Maida starting off his pre-season pretty well. With 2 goals. But Lia Labada, for me, brilliant. Really enjoyed Lia Labada so far in this game. And it's Carl Starfelt looks miles off it, by the way. Miles off it. Once again, pre-season friendly. Not going to throw my toys out the pram or be over concerned. But Starfelt has been a bit slow. He's been a bit sluggish. A couple of slack passes as Yokohama move it out to the left-hand side. They're trying to get right back into this game. It's knocked away. I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat say, I know it's coming. I know it's coming, lads. But I'm trying to watch to see what the mistakes are and where they're coming. Move it out right. Siad trying to get over, but that's a feint of a cross. As they're just knocking it around. Cal McGregor trying to command players into position. Nobody. Greg Taylor falling asleep on his man. The ball sent in. It's a very, very calm clearance from Iwata, but it's not a good clearance at all. And I think defensively, we're seeing a lot of people are going heavy on Hart here today. I don't think the defence are far off the same amount of criticism. Good ball sent in. Greg Taylor falls asleep. It's 2-2. Defensively, shambolic from Celtic in this game. Once again, pre-season friendly. Not going to start fucking greeting about things. But, if people are giving Joe Hart all this stick and all this criticism, I want to see the same effort being put into the defence. Greg Taylor falls asleep there, lets his man go. The cross is one that should be easy enough to pick out, but Taylor lets his man go. And if anything, he should be still on top of him. But Starfelt's been poor, Kobayashi's been poor, Iwata's been poor. I think the whole back line, Greg Taylor as well, they've all been poor. And it's Yokohama 2, Celtic 2. So, I don't know. I just find that if people are very quick to pile on Joe Hart because it's Joe Hart and it's a goalkeeper, but they don't, they don't like to share it round. And it should be shared round. But my God, 25 minutes into the game, we've had 4 goals. You can't say you don't get excitement in these friendly games. But I think you can see it in Taylor's face. Taylor does try to claim for an offside, but yeah, as Ian puts it here, where are you? And I'm trying to pull you up on screen. There you go. As Ian says here, the defence does feel like it is half asleep. That's the way it feels. But the teams are now getting a water break. It's Yokohama 2, Celtic 2. I think that if I was to try and summarise both teams so far, defensively, very poor on both ends. And then as moving up the park, both teams look comfortable. We look comfortable moving up the park. As we pass the ball around, we seem to be doing okay. And as they pass the ball around, they seem to be... I would say I'd give them the edge, though. I think that in the final third, they look more effective. I think they look better. But so far, 2-2. Dyson Maida with the double. Lia Labada with the 2 assists. Listen. It's a friendly. I wasn't expecting us to go and win this game 4-0 either. These are the champions of Japan. This is champions against champions. Show some respect. And that's the thing. I think a lot of people also forget about these games. By the way, over 1,200 viewers. Thank you. A lot of people, I think, forget that, because we're playing a team from Japan, it's like, we should beat them. Have we not learned over the last couple of years what we have to expect now from Japan? We've got a world-class manager like Ange Postecoglou, some brilliant players. And, this is the champions at the end of the day, They're entitled to their respect and probably have a, if they were to play in Scotland, they'd probably have a fair whack at it, you know what I mean? So, aye. But anyway, it is 2-2. Friendly's been enough, and I'm having fun. I came here to have fun today. I came here to have fun. I've just realised that banner lying across the bottom of the screen still says 0-0 as well. This is what I hate about doing it. I wish I had like a producer who done this stuff for me, because I'm too busy trying to talk and have fun and keep you all entertained that I forget that there's actual things to update. So I hope nobody thinks it's still 2-0. Aye. I see that there's a good couple of Rangers fans in here giving it the "yous are rotten" patter, etc, etc. You'd think you'd have something better to do at 11:30 on a Wednesday morning, but hey hum, I welcome the viewers. Just press the like button while you're here, lads. I appreciate it. Poor defending is poor defending. The opposition is irrelevant in this case. No, I'm not excusing the poor defending. I'm just saying that they're a good team. We have to respect that. They are a good team. I'm not saying that's an excuse for the defending so far. And I don't think there is excuses for poor defending, but at the same time, once again, it's the first game of pre-season. We've travelled half the globe to take on a team who are halfway through their campaign. Anybody getting their knickers in a twist over it, it's the same every year. And do you know what? Part of me wishes they just didn't televise any friendlies. I'm going to say something right now, actually. I just wish that they didn't televise friendlies, because people are greeting-face bastards. I'm not aiming at anybody in particular, but there is, and you all know it. There's some amount of greeting-face bastards that go on about these games like it's the last days of Rome. Like, same last year, same the year before. It's the same every fucking year. It was different when it was Champions League qualifiers. That's a different story. I actually wish we were still in qualifiers so that we had something rightful to moan about. But friendlies, people start going after them that. And then 2 weeks into the season, you're top of the league, you've won both your games, and you're like, what was the point? It does me not in. I wish they didn't televise them. Because people read far too much into them. Far too much into them. Christ, you wouldn't think that we won a treble last season. But aye. Anyway, it's 2-2. Dyson Maida on the double. Let's get some points. Bring up some questions. Bring up some things. Anything Celtic related. Yokohama do have the ball right now as we approach the half-hour mark. They send the ball long, but it's met by Carl Starfelt, who nodded it back to Joe Hart. I was half expecting him to score an own goal there. Adam saying, how can I watch this? No Celtic TV or Fire Stick. Adam, you come to me for, mate. You're asking me. You know, I can't tell you. The chat can tell you. God, I don't want arrested. Aye. We have a percentage of support who are realises. God. Am I going to the Bilbao game? A lot of people ask me if I'm going to Forest Testimonial or... what is the date? I have a feeling I'm not here. I'm going to check that just now while we're on stream. The 1st of August. I don't know. I'm back the night before from Belgium. I don't know if I'll see. Is it 7:30 at night? Is that right? It is. What the fuck? Well, I probably would have a bit more time to get myself in order. I'll see. Maybe. Because there is a lot of tickets still there, isn't it? And I kind of feel sorry for Jamesy Forrest. But I'm on a holiday. I go to Belgium for the F1. I'm going to Grand Prix. I'm going to Spa next week. So, you know, I've got to see what time I'm back at the Monday night and all the rest of it. And then I might buy a ticket. There's a ball in. Carl Starfelt with a good clearance here. That's good defensive work, Carl. I like that. The ball was dropping down for an attempt on goal for Yokohama. Maybe a header, but Carl Starfelt came rushing in at the last minute and clears it over the bar for a corner kick. Right, I'm seeing something I've not spoke about yet, actually, and let's talk about Ferreira, who last night emerged as a target for Celtic to potentially come in and replace Jota. Now, that's a good chance. Oh, good shot from Yokohama, by the way, but it does go over the bar. Celtic will have a goal kick. We are now half an hour into the game. But let's talk about Ferreira very quickly, because he has been mentioned in the media last night as a target for Brendan Rodgers upon exit of Jota. Currently playing for Grêmio over in Brazil, the team that Luis Suarez, funnily enough, plays for. We all know who Luis Suarez is. He plays for Grêmio over in Brazil. He's been identified as a target for Celtic, and could come in to replace Jota. One of those kind of players that comes in with a bit of flair, yada yada, this, that, the next thing. Same agent as Tete. But what I will say is, I done a wee bit of reading on him last night, and I seen Ryan McGinley tweet the same thing, even though Ryan McGinley, likes to tweet every passing I'm joking, I like to take the piss at him. But Ryan tweeted it last night, and I agree with Ryan because I've done a wee bit of reading as well. He looks like he doesn't have a great record with injuries, and they're concerning injuries. Not your wee niggles. Not your wee kind of like, I hurt my ankle here and there. Not those sort of injuries, like bad injuries. And they're the kind of injuries that reoccur. I don't like the look of him. And he's not got a great record anywhere he's been in terms of goals, assists, numbers. I'm not going to lie. First impressions, not great on the old Ferreira. He's one of those ones who will catch your eye, but I need to look in more at him. But the people asking, is there any truth to it, etc., etc. There's absolutely truth to it. It's been reported, I think Mark Hendry was the one that broke the story last night. Whether or not Celtic sign him or how much that extent goes to, we need to wait and see. But it'll be one to watch develop, interesting to watch develop. Thank you to Sean Maher with the $5 He's always in here. I love you, Sean. He said, James Forrest, we got your testimonial. Ryan, show Jamesy some support. I don't know if he would. Nobody wants to see me play football. I tell you that for nothing. I'm playing fives tonight, actually. So maybe I'll ask James to come down. You know what? I'll see. I'll see. Just in case my flight gets delayed or cancelled or anything like that. You never know. I won't buy a ticket quite yet. If I buy one, it'll be on the day. But I probably will go. Because I miss Celtic Park. I miss the football. And it gives me something to do on a Tuesday night, doesn't it? Usually Tuesday night I'm sat in here fucking staring at the walls. So, if the price isn't that bad and I can get a good seat or whatever, then aye, that's poor. That's poor. Good save for Joe Hart, by the way. That's a really good save. But that's poor from Callum McGregor. And do you know what? I'm actually going to take it off McGregor for a little bit because I feel like the build-up play to McGregor getting the ball was really so slow, poor, and it wasn't understanding of each other. But it is poor from McGregor. Joe Hart really making a big save there 32 minutes into the game to keep the game at 2-2. Callum McGregor making that, and that's what I mean. That shows you friendlies, eh? How often does Callum McGregor make an error? Never. He's made one there. Is everybody going to pile in on McGregor? No, of course not. It's a fucking friendly. So calm down on Joe for now. Yeah, we need a new keeper, but Jesus. Am I going to the Man United game? Absolutely not. I'd love to. I was thinking about it, and then I seen the price for the tickets. You're joking. It'd be cheaper going to the Old Trafford for the weekend. No way. But aye. See, Tim Skelper's having a real laugh in there, isn't he? Christ. Anyway. 2-2, 33 minutes played. Celtic not really enjoyed a great spell of possession in a while. I feel like Yokohama have had more of the chances in the game over the last 10 minutes or so. But here we go, moving forward now. Liera has the ball on the right-hand side. Moves it in. Awata looks up, finds Dyson Maida, who moves it out wide. Celtic now in the final third. Dyson Maida looks for the pass, finds Hatate. We're doing well to keep the ball here, considering I don't think many people are showing up to offer a great moving option. We're having to pass the ball backwards a lot here. Haksabanovic moves it over to Karl Starfelt. It's good to get the ball, though. It's good to find the confidence that we need on the ball. So I don't mind us having a larger spell of possession, passing the ball backwards, side to side, if we need to do that. Because one thing we've lacked in the last 10 minutes or so is that composure, that comfort on the ball. So it's good to see us get a little bit on it. But Yokohama are now starting to press us. They have won in the press. Awata does lose out on the ball. But Maida wins it on a slack pass and tries to chip the keeper from range. My goodness. The keeper does tip it wide. Dyson Maida spotted the keeper off his line. Yokohama on that high press. They won the ball and then lost the ball. Cal McGregor won it. Dyson Maida retrieved it and then ambitiously tried to chip the keeper. I think it would have just went wide anyway. I don't think it would have went in. Trying to look at it again here. It definitely wasn't going to go in, but the keeper is forced to make it a save and put it out for a corner kick. Brendan Rodgers was prepared for extreme celebration there. The hands were in the air. But Dyson Maida using his initiative. Good ball moved inside for Greg Taylor, who puts it across goal. And nobody could get on the end of it. A good set piece from Celtic there. A good corner. Greg Taylor did put in a very inviting ball. But the defenders were there for Yokohama first. And now Celtic trying to win the ball on the high press. But they will ease off a little bit, and Yokohama try to calm the game down. Good couple of chances there for Celtic. Dyson Maida with the big one. Trying the ambitious, trying for the glory, you could say, but tipped wide. 10 minutes until half time now. Good entertaining first half. 4 goals in the game. 2 goals from Dyson Maida. 2 assists from Liel Abada. 2 players who will have a very big part to play this season. A lot of people questioning what Dyson Maida will bring to a Brendan Rodgers side, what he'll do for a Brendan Rodgers side. But tonight, maybe this is an insight as to what we'll see with Dyson Maida at Celtic under Brendan Rodgers. Will we start to see him play through the middle a lot more? He's took his opportunities so far. And he's also had another couple of great opportunities. The one earlier on in the game in the opening exchanges. When he won the ball. Very off guard. If he just got a bit more venom behind his shot, he could have had a goal then. Obviously the shot a couple of moments ago from range. And Starfelt again. Very poor. And it's a poor effort from Yokohama. The Celtic, Carl Starfelt, looks as though he's won a competition today. Yokohama with another big chance. They played the ball over the top. Carl Starfelt completely mistimes his header. Tries to chip Joe Hart. Joe Hart makes the save. The rebound, which Celtic had well covered, goes over the bar. I think, for me, the worst player in the park so far has been Carl Starfelt. He's looked very, very poor. Defensively, a lot to be desired here today. And maybe Brendan Rodgers thinking to himself that he could use another centre-half as we look to get the ball out from the back now. Yokohama pressing this very high into the corner of the park. Oh, that's incredibly well done from Dyson Maida. And the pass from Hatate did have ambition behind it, but just quite a bit off his target of Liel Abada. But really well done to escape the high press there. Celtic have done well dealing with that in certain phases of the game. Dyson Maida done really, really well. He played it well to Rio Hatate in his pass. Just didn't really find where he was aiming to go. I seen someone say this to me on Twitter about David De Gea looking for a new club. You know how much he was on a week at Manchester United. He'll go to Saudi Arabia, there's no doubt about it. But Yokohama now probing. They are moving forward on that left-hand side of the park. Awata struggling to keep hold of both men there. He was needing that bit of support, but they are moving into the area now. Moves it back out to that left-hand side where no one's watching a player. Plenty of Celtic men in the box. They have a few blue shirts trying to pry in and around Starfelt and Kobayashi, but they have resulted to moving the ball backwards a little bit here. Yeah, I can't wait to see us back with Johnston and Carter Vickers. I really want to see those two back in the team. God knows when it will be. Talking about, I see Frank saying the home kit is dire. Now that I'm watching it in person, it's growing on me. I hate saying it, but it is growing on me. It still is a honker of an effort, though. Don't be wrong. It's an absolute honker of a home kit, and you know, the grand scheme of things in relation to all of our other home kits, it is an absolute stinker. But aye, you can really notice the difference between two sides who are one mid-season and one starting their season. Because we have attempted the high press and we have attempted pressing, but Yokohama have been so much more effective, so much quicker at it. Whereas I feel like, especially on the wings, we're allowing Yokohama a lot of room. I feel like every time I look up onto that left-hand side, whoever the left winger is, I'm not going to sit and pretend I know the players' names, whoever the left winger is, he's getting a lot of time. He's getting a lot of space. We aren't initiating that press and that draw as quickly as we would halfway through a campaign. You look back to us in January of last year, that's what we were doing, what Yokohama are doing right now. But here's Liel Abada moving forward now on the right-hand side, cuts in, does really well, a little bit of space opening up, takes a shot, and it will be blocked and goes out for a goal kick because it took a touch of Hatate on the way out. But Liel Abada, he's looking up to it. He is looking up to it. I really like Liel Abada, and I'm glad it looks as though he's staying at the club. I'm really, really glad that it looks as though he's staying at the club. I think that he is so, so important to us. And I hope that, I don't see Lee Alabada signing another contract at Celtic anytime soon, but I hope that Brendan Rodgers does his best to convince him to stay for longer than one more year, because, wow, the boy's so young, and he's so, so good. But here go Yokohama now moving forward. 41 minutes played. Cleared well by Greg Taylor. He met the ball pretty well there. Hatate moving forward with the ball. Nearly approaching half-time now. Do you know what? I've not even had breakfast today. Fucking starving. At half-time, I think I might go make myself a bowl of cereal, lads. I'm not going to lie to you. But thank you. 1,300 people tuning in to the stream right now. It is very, very much appreciated. If you haven't, make sure to hit like and subscribe as we head towards half-time here at the Nissan Stadium. Callum McGregor has the ball now. Moves it out right to Abada. Abada moving forward. Defenders hanging off the back of him a little bit. Dyson Maida meets it well. It's Celtic 3. Yokohama Marinos 2. Dyson Maida completes his hat-trick. It was a brilliant wee finish to guide it into the side netting in the bottom left-hand corner of the goal. But just a calm and composed Celtic, that goal. A calm and composed Celtic, taking our time in the ball, using the space well that we had. Liel Abada just, edging towards the defence. It was a good pass played in from Tomoki Iwata. I believe it was Iwata anyway. But Abada does well to kind of draw a defender close to him, then move the ball to Iwata, who slips it to Maida, and it's a tidy finish. He found himself in a lot of space. It was, once again, similar to us, very poor defending from Yokohama. No one's keeping an eye on Maida. And no one's really keeping an eye on anybody, included in the goal. Abada had space, Iwata then had space. And then Maida had space. But who cares, because it's Celtic 3, Yokohama 2. And hopefully we can hold the lead this time. Unlike our second goal, it was 2-1 to us and then it was 2-2 in a heartbeat. Hopefully we can hold this lead going into half-time. But Dyson Maida, the story of the game so far, him having a hat-trick. You can't really argue with that, can you? A hat-trick for Dyson Maida. I'm just updating my graphics, lads. Sorry, give me a moment. I'll get talking to you. It's hard doing it all on your own sometimes. But 3-2, where are we? I've lost my graphic. Where is it? There it's there. Dyson Maida, by the way. Well, is there a conversation? Is there a conversation for Dyson Maida to be playing up front this season? At times, Arigato, Dyson, eh? Brilliant. Better than Larson. It might be Dyson Maida. I'm joking. We are approaching half-time here at the Nissan Stadium. Celtic looking for more, though. They aren't stopping there at the third goal. Matt O'Reilly cuts in. Good tackle. Hatai with a shot from range. Keeper score. Thought he was going to drop it to Maida there, but a really good effort from Rio Hatai from outside the area. He did shoot. He did get it saved. Played them both through the middle, says Andrew. I don't think that'll happen. But you never know. Just think it would be very unlike Celtic or Brendan Rodgers to play the two up front. But at least we now have an option. We now have Maida, who has shown his confidence in this game to play up front. Once again, though, when you talk about the negatives in a friendly game, I feel like you've also got to talk about the positives in the same light. We can't get carried away. You can't take everything from this singular game. Yes, scored a hat-trick, great, good performance from Dyson Maida, but I don't think it holds any great bearing on what we now take into our competitive football this season, because it's a friendly game. It is about just getting up to speed and stuff like that, So, aye. Approaching the 45th minute now, Yokohama 2, Celtic 3, here at the Nissan Stadium. And the half-time whistle will probably go in a minute's time. Not a fan of Maida. He's just scored a hat-trick, man. Come on. Give him a bit of credit. Do you think that Taylor will get a proper chance under Rodgers? Yeah. Absolutely. Until we sign a left-back, the position's his. I don't know how high in the priority, how high in the list a left-back is for Brendan Rodgers. So, yeah, we've We've got a good squad to Brendan's disposal. The only thing that annoys me just now is the fact that, you know, the likes of Johnston, the likes of Vickers, they are out injured. But it looks as though Celtic are going to take this lead into half time. 20 seconds until the whistle goes here. Yokohama 2, Celtic 3. 1,400 viewers. I'll give you my first half summary in a couple of moments before I go for a quick toilet and cereal break, because I really, really, really do need cereal. Or something, because I've not ate. My stomach's growling. But the whistle should be going any moment now here on my stream anyway, for half time. And there it is, it's half time at the Nissan Stadium in Yokohama, Japan. And Celtic do have that half-time lead. They are up 3-2. Dyson Maida with the hat-trick. It's all going well so far, you could say, in terms of the result. Defensively, a lot to look at, a lot to worry about. Joe Hart, of course, with a bit of a howler. One that will need to be looked at, and a lot of people, of course, getting very, 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 very annoyed about. Defensively, I think there's a lot to be desired there as well. I think that the likes of Carl Starfelt has been very poor, but once again, it's a friendly. It's one of those games that I'm not going to read too much into. I'm here to enjoy it. I'm here to enjoy Celtic being back. I'm here to do a very rare live stream, which we don't usually do. I'm going to go for a quick break at the half-time whistle before the second half starts back. So I'll be right back. There's 1,300 of you watching. Stay here if you like. If you don't want to stay here, then join us back for the second half, where we'll have all the action. I'll be reporting on it all. We'll have a good chat and gab. I hope you've enjoyed the first half, because I feel like I'm just talking absolute nonsense. But hey, guess that's what it's all about. See you very soon. That's awkward. Let's try that again. I'll see you very soon. Hello. That's a surprise. Didn't even put an intro on or anything to say I was coming back. Nice to see you. I had my shreddies, my frosted shreddies. Fantastic. I seen somebody say, I was howling because I was halfway through the bowl and I just seen somebody call, I don't know who it was, so you're probably still watching. Apologies for not using your name. My camera, like, ignore me. My camera is quite warm. It's saying that there's a temperature warning on my charger. I hope it doesn't blow up on me. That would be disastrous. But I was just eating away halfway through the bowl, and I just seen somebody, are you enjoying your smoke, Ryan? I was like, God, is that the impression I've created? I'm just a nicotine addict. I've actually not got anything to smoke just now. I need to go and... I'm not going to influence anybody on this stream. You know, that's none of your business. No, I was just eating my cereal. But I did laugh. I visibly spat my milk while somebody commented that. So thank you. But welcome back. We are now awaiting the second half of our first televised pre-season friendly between Yokohama F Marinos and Celtic. Half time, it's 3-2 to the Hoops. Dyson Maida has scored a hat trick. Leila Bada with 2 of the assists, Tomoki Awata with the other. We have looked fairly good moving forward. Defensively, I would say we have had a lot to desire. We haven't been great at the back. Joe Hart, of course, with a howler for the first goal, and then the second goal, just very poor defending. We switched off entirely. Greg Taylor lost his man and made it easy for Yokohama to get back into the game to make it 2-2. But at the end of the day, we're winning. It's only a pre-season friendly. I'm not going to take any major concerns away from this game. Because, for example, someone like Caro Starfield today, he looks like a competition winner. He looks like he's not even a professional footballer out on that pitch, but we know what Caro Starfield's like. We know what he can do. We know how good a centre-half he is. It's the first pre-season friendly that we've had. Let's not lose the heat. Celtic advertising the next game against Gamba Osaka, which is coming up in a number of days. If you want to see another watch along, let me know. I don't know how much you guys enjoy these things, so you know, I just assume that you do. I've got a good turnout, but I mean, if you want to see one, then feel free to let me know. Well, as at half time, and while we wait for the teams to emerge back for the second half of the game, let's have a little bit of fun. Let's talk about some things, get some points, questions, whatever. And I mean, anything doesn't even need to be Celtic related. Let's just have a laugh until the second half starts. Somebody said, address the fans, Ryan. The thoughts on the McGregor tifo. It is some laugh, isn't it? Like, and there's a couple of Rangers fans I can see in here, a couple who just come by to see what's been said, a couple that wanted to have the wind up. Everybody's welcome. But what I will say is the tifo is some laugh. Come on, like, we can all say it. Celtic, Rangers fans, anybody, is some laugh. I don't know what's funnier, that or the one was, I can't remember who it was meant to be. Was it meant to be like Davy Cooper, or I can't remember who it was, but it was a horrendous fucking tifo, and it's in the same kind of bracket as that. But aye, what a laugh! It's always funny when there's a poor tifo. When I seen it on Twitter, I literally did just like burst out laughing. Ryan 118, whole milk, skim milk, or soy milk? I get the green one. That's skimmed, isn't it? Semi-skimmed. Is it the green? I'm a green milk man. I don't know it by name. I know it by colour. We're a green milk household. Hail, hail. Watchalongs are brilliant. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. I don't get the hacks of hype. Honestly, hope I'm wrong. You will be fucking wrong. Right? Telling you. I'm hoping it's a big season for him. But we'll see. Obviously, last year was obviously a difficult season for him. So, we'll wait and see. If Kyogo was playing, he'd have a hat-trick too. Wow. I mean, give some respect to Yokohama. They've not been bad at all. Assuming we'd score 6. Has O'Reilly touched the ball? He's been quite quiet. I'm assuming he's been quiet. I'm assuming that's meant to say. Yeah, I've seen him have a couple of touches here and there, but I think you're right. Generally, has been quite quiet. I go to the game in Dublin. I'm not, because I'm in Belgium. I leave for Belgium a week on Friday, so I'll be away Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Long weekend for the Belgian Grand Prix. Thank you for the kind words for all the people that are saying things about the stream. Now, the second half might have actually kicked off by now because, Yokohama are doing a huddle. How cute of them. It might have kicked off. Obviously, I'm on a delay. There's been changes. There has been changes. Ladies and gents, we need to talk about the changes. Substitutions. Benjamin Siegrist is in goals. People were getting their wish. Right, we'll come back to your talk and everything else and your chat in a minute. There has been changes made. Benjamin Siegrist is in goals for Celtic. A lot of people getting their wish from the first half. I think it might be the only change, though. I don't think any other substitutions have been made. So, yeah, one change made at half-time. Wow. It's Joe Hart off for Benjamin Siegrist. It is the only substitution. I'm going to go and quickly change my graphics because it's no longer the first half either. It's the second half. So, yeah. Second half, 11. Let's see. So, see, this is brilliant. I want somebody to start doing this for me. Won't pay. Job there. 0 wage. There you go. Do we have any half-time subs? We do. Declan. Oh, it's Declan Gallagher. Nah, I'm joking. But yeah, we have. Benjamin Siegrist has come on for Joe Hart, which is odd because I thought that at half-time we'd maybe see a big change, like a kind of group change. But the fact that it's just Joe Hart for Siegrist, I wonder if it's more to do with his howler than an actual change itself. Was it always in the plan to take Hart off at half-time? We'll need to wait to see what Brendan Rodgers says after the game. But welcome back to everybody for the second half. If you have missed the first half, then welcome in altogether. But if you were away for half-time like I was, getting my cereal and all the rest of it, then, it's nice to see you back. I'm glad to have you here. Rio Miyachi, does he play for them? What's going on here? I thought Matt O'Reilly just started kicking lumps out of somebody. Rio Miyachi, does he play for them? I remember Rio Miyachi. That's a name. That's a throwback. Wow. Anyway, Yokohama on the edge of the box now. They're looking to start off. I've not even put my headphones back on for my commentary. Yokohama looking to start the second half with a bang, looking to get right back into the game. They have had all the ball since the kickoff, but we just need to be patient. Celtic trying to keep an eye on their men, not looking to make the same mistakes as we did for that second goal. It's a ball sent in, and it just goes wide. It was a good chance for Yokohama. Crossover and an open header, you could say. I don't know what defender it is that loses him here. Have a quick look. The highlight's been cut off. Useless. But cross sent in, headed. But he hits it wide. You really need to hit those on target, at least those headers. Celtic let away with one there. Really could have been Yokohama free, Celtic free there on another day. But the header does go just wide. We need to strengthen our back line. This was evident during the last few remaining games of last season. I agree, Stevie. I do. I think that we need to
to sign more defenders. I think that we need depth as well. I don't like Tony Ralston being the only option only natural. I know we're playing Iwata at right back right now, but the only natural right back option we have outside Johnston is Ralston. I don't like that. I think we need more centre halves. I think we need more left backs because Taylor and Bernabei for me isn't enough because Bernabei isn't good enough. So I agree, Stevie. I think that defence has to be addressed. I think there has to be signings made. Celtic are now looking to do something here. Liel Abada has the ball in the box, slips it wide. Tomoki Iwata tries to put it back in for an emerging Ryu Hatate, but it is cleared by Yokohama F. Marinos. Thank you very much. Ian Crocker, who? Iwata, I must say, out of the back line, has been the most impressive. Because I think Starfelt's been poor. I think that Kobayashi's just been Kobayashi. And I think Taylor's been poor, to be honest. So I think out of 4, I would say that Iwata's probably been the standout defender. But once again, it's one of those ones that, yeah, he's doing a good job at right back right now, but I don't want him to become the option that we have to solely rely on when Johnston's out. I want us to have a natural right back there, someone whose position is actually right back. So, aye. Ryo Miyachi not lost an inch of his pace, it seems, from all those years ago when I remember him back at Arsenal. It's Arsenal he played for, wasn't it? And he was always a quick wee winger. And he's definitely not lost it. He's still got that pace that he did have back then. That was 10 years ago or so. Why isn't Ralston in the squad? I believe he's picked up a knock. Thoughts on Hax's blonde hair? I think it's brilliant. Suits it. Fantastic. Absolutely love it. The GOAT. He's got to go into a different mode with the blonde hair. There's a name. Remember, people used to link him with Celtic every summer. It was Rodgers that was in charge as well. Birger Mealing. Well, I'm not in charge of the signings, but I'll pass the message on to Brendan Rodgers at the next press conference. Celtic now breaking away here with pace. Dyson Maida's turned on the Jets, but Liel Abada has the ball on the right-hand side, slips it through for Iwata. This is a good attack from Celtic, but the cross just doesn't leave Iwata really. As we look to go back again from this right-hand side, Liel Abada has been very active. He's moving in and around players, trying to go from the right to the middle. He's been really, really good. And it's cleared out. And it's a corner kick to Celtic. It's only Celtic's second corner of the game. That's one thing I've noticed we've not had a lot of. But our first corner, we worked really, really well. And we were unlucky not to get anything from the first corner. So let's hope for something from the second as well. Set pieces is something that I would like to see a lot of work done on. In this second tenure under Brendan Rodgers. But Matt O'Reilly goes short, plays it to Haxa, who then goes to McGregor, who'll have a pop from outside. And it was on target, but it was saved by the keeper, Callum McGregor, going from range there. But once again, another set piece that it wasn't badly used. A good effort. Just need to make sure you don't hit it right at the keeper in future, and that could be useful. But 50 minutes played, Yokohama 2, Celtic 3. Benjamin Siegrist, the only change in this second half as he comes on for Joe Hart. Joe Hart in the first half, of course, with a howler leading to the first goal for Yokohama. So Siegrist is on in the second half, but Yokohama still pressing very highly on Celtic here to have the ball via Carl Starfelt. In the defence, moved out wide, Greg Taylor. Doesn't opt to run with it, instead holds it up, passes it back. And we are passing the ball around the back line just now. Yokohama trying their best to pile the pressure on. Celtic just trying to escape that press with pass after pass. And it will go back to the Yokohama keepers. If this is how we're going to play for the season, then Johnston in the role that Iwata has just now will be next level. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Johnston does in a Brendan Rodgers lineup. I think it will be very exciting, very entertaining. I don't think it will be too dissimilar. I don't think it will be too far off what he was doing under Ange anyway. But obviously Rodgers isn't as big on the inverted thing. So the idea of Johnson just bombing it up and down, like Iwata has been here, is quite exciting. Because Iwata, you've noticed the difference in the sense that I feel like Taylor has still came into the middle quite a bit. But I feel like every time Iwata has been on the ball, he's been very wide. But we'll see how it goes when Johnson comes back into the side. It'll be one of those ones. as the season goes on, the positions will develop. O'Reilly has a bad outright within space, and a bad will try and cut in. He tries to find Haxa, but it's an interception from the Yokohama defenders. Celtic are enjoying a good share of possession at the start of this second half. They've been the much better side. Played over the top for Maida, whose shot goes in target, and it's a good save from the keeper. He was onside. He sends it out for a corner kick, and that could have been Dyson Maida's 4th of the game right there. It was a really good ball over the top from Callum McGregor, and he hits it on target. He's just a little bit off balance, and I think that took all the venom out of the shot for Dyson Maida. And another short corner from Celtic. Haksabanovic in space. Gives it to McGregor, who doesn't have the same space to shoot as he did in the last corner kick. O'Reilly curls across in, and it's cleared away. It will be gathered by Dyson Maida, who cleans it up, who tries to send a cross in, but just too much height on it, and it will go out for a Yokohama throw in. Dyson Maida having a really good game. He could have had 4 or 5 in this game. He's got his hat-trick. Of course, that's enough. That's, more than good enough from Dyson Maida. But my goodness, he's had a couple of good chances and a few. That's the second time today that just a little more composure and a little more certainty in his shot would have guided it into the back of the net. It was the same in the first half when he won the ball off a poor pass. And there, he was just a little bit off balance trying to catch it on the half volley. But Celtic 3, Yokohama 2. So fantastic stuff. Brilliant. Dyson Maida's looking good going into this season. I like it. Haxa needs to improve big time or he'll be off in January. Away, he'll not be off. Away. I'll be biased as I need to be. Haxa's got. I need to replace Jota soon. Because he's gone. Jota's away. So Jota needs to go soon. And Haxa's the leading candidate. Because I'm ahead of the curve, you see. I don't want to jinx him, man. I don't want to jinx him too badly. Brown Warrior says Maida through the middle would be a better option up against sides who will press us high, in my opinion. His pace will be a worry for any defenders. Wow. Poor Kyogo. Papped out like that. No, but I think it's a good headache to have. It's a good situation to be in when you've got a player like Maida and then a player like Kyogo, and both of them can play through the middle. Like, you want that. But the Japanese Celtic fans look as though they're having a great time. Celtic do have an injury here. Yuki Kobayashi heading to the sidelines. He is walking. He is fine by the looks of things, but they are taking him off the park for a moment for further treatment. Maybe Celtic will make a change. He is preparing to come back on, but maybe Celtic will make a change soon. Getting his water. He will be coming back on in a moment's time. But just take it to the side of the pitch for treatment. Aye. Why isn't Rouse in the squad? You must have missed it when I said that. I think he's out for knock. I think he's got a slight injury. Just want to keep him out the squad. But Yokohama now have the ball for pretty much the first time in this second half. I feel like Celtic have been the better team in this second half. So aye. I will give Haxa love till the day I die. I don't care. Don't understand the love for Haxa. Hasn't done anything to deserve it and has been poor when given a start. I think that it's harsh to say that he's not done anything to deserve it, because he's had a good few performances for Celtic now, especially before the World Cup. He was good. Look, I'm not saying he's been the best thing for sliced bread for Celtic, but I don't think he's been overly good. I don't think he's been overly poor either. I think that he's been really unlucky, if anything, Haksabanovic, because it's been so stop-start for him. With injury and with the World Cup, he's been unlucky. He needs a good run in the team. And last year, it was unfortunate timing for him that when we got back from the World Cup, Dyson Maida found some of his best form as a Celtic player. And to move Dyson Maida out that team at that point in time, that was really difficult to do it. And Haxa wasn't really going to get the opportunity to do that. This season, Maida might do the same. Might be hard to shift him out, but I think that we'll see more chances for Haksabanovic. I think it'll be less few and far between and more consistent for him. And judge him off this campaign. I don't think his first season probably went the way he would have wanted it to, but he certainly chipped in. He's certainly done good things for us, and I look forward to seeing him again this season because I love him to bits. But Celtic are trying to move forward here, but the ball's won back by Yokohama, who try to go up the park. But Celtic managed to send it out for a throw-in. Not being a knob, but you really need a new centre-half, and I love how it just starts with not being a knob. No, we do. I agree. I think we need a new centre-half. I like both of them. I like Vickers and I like Starfelt, but there's no denying that there can be an upgrade made in every area in the Celtic squad. I think that you're always up for constant improvement. That's the thing. So I'll happily take another centre half coming in. Anyway, Carl Starfelt with the ball. As he looks for a pass, Carl, gee, oh my life. Lopez through 1-on-1 with Segrist. It's 3-all. But wow. Carl Starfelt dropping an all-time stinker today. I'm going to quickly go and take a look on Twitter to see what's being said at that, man. Wow. Wow. It is 3-all in the game. But Carl Starfelt, as I said in the first half, I'll say it again in the second half, he looks like a competition winner. He looks like a competition winner today, Carl Starfelt. He really does. He's not looked comfortable. He's not looked confident. And listen, once again, I don't want to... I sound like a broken record every time I say it. I'm not going to read in far too much to a pre-season friendly game. I'm not going to start saying this, that, and the next. It's a fucking pre-season friendly, right? I sound like a broken record. But... oh, it's been bad. And like you can see that in moderate, you can see it with context. And the context is today in this singular game of friendly football, Carl Starfelt has been really, really bad. Like, whether it matters or not, he's been bad. And here comes a problem for us now, because Yuki Kobayashi is about to go off. He is injured. He's took a knock on the landing there. It's obviously aggravated what he went off with a moment ago. But Stephen Welsh is going to come on to replace Yuki Kobayashi in a moment. So at least we have got a centre-back option to come on the park, and we don't need to do too much reconfiguring. But yeah, that looked a sore one on landing for Yuki Kobayashi. I hope he's okay. I wish him the best. I hope that it's not something that keeps him out for an extended period of time. He is walking off the park okay, but obviously he's come to the fact that he can't continue on with this game, and Stephen Welsh will make his way on for a rare appearance nowadays for Stephen Welsh. Aye. Anyway, Celtic need to try and get the lead back. An hour into the game, it is 3-all, and Big Lopez has managed to get Yokohama back on level terms through a terrible Carl Starfelt on the ball incident. Yeah, 3-all. Half an hour yet to play here. Starfelt's head's in Portugal. And for a couple of reasons. He just seems very... it's like, it reminds me, and once again, pre-season friendly stuff, so we'll take it all within cut. And my mat is doing the hoovering. Can you just fucking hear that? Give me a minute. I'm back. I was politely asking if my mother could turn the fucking hoover off. Like she knows I'm up here doing a live stream. But hello, nice to see you. Back again. There was a longer absence there. My ma couldn't hear me shouting for the loft, so I had to go down the ladders, shout for the top of the stairs. Rid for getting back up the ladders in time. Right, 62 minutes played. Opinions on Turnbull being asked. Weird, because I think that he's got a place in this squad now with Rodgers being back, and he could be useful to us. But he's got a year left in his deal, and I think that time is probably very limited. So I don't know. I think it's going to be an interesting one to watch, because obviously he's not going to get a look at in this game. So I don't know. I thought he'd be off this summer, but there's been nothing in. You know, I don't think there's anything to suggest that he's going to leave. There's been nothing. No talks of clubs looking at him. Nothing at all. So I don't know. David Turnbull's place in the Celtic squad is yeah. Talking about the friendly itself, Stevie Chalmers is saying it's a good. Every time I bring up the comment from Stevie Chalmers, I'm always like, my God, that's been lying. It's a good run out for the whole squad. Rustiness has to be expected. These pre-season friendlies all about getting our fitness and sharpness levels up. Exactly. Say it again. Say it louder for us, Stevie. Say it just loud, please. Loud. Celtic dangling the ball around the back. Once again, being pressed high in the box. We lose it. Siegrist makes a save. And he keeps a hold on to it, but very scrappy. Celtic falling to the high press at this moment in time. Here, as the momentum seems to have switched, we started the second half fairly well. Really, really positively, you could say. We started this second half. And since they've scored that goal, we look a little bit less sharp. We look a little bit, I don't know, rusty. Would be the word. We look just, I don't know, we don't look confident at all. We don't look as though we have any composure in the team. But 25 minutes left to play. What's going on here? Is that a free kick? I'm looking at the chat, and people are sitting saying, you know, goal, no goal, yada yada. Free kick anyway to Yokohama F Marinos from a probably too far out low. Celtic making a lot of changes, by the way. A lot of changes about to be made. We're about to make a full squad switch, pretty much. Kyogo is standing. Kyogo will be on the park in a moment or so. And a free kick from range that Siegrist can only pat away, mate, by a rebound. Cleared by Karl Starfelt. And it's picked up again by Yokohama on the right-hand side of the park. As they look to go back forward again. It's a ball over the top. No defender watching them. It's tipped by Siegrist. It's Yokohama 4. Celtic 3. Once again, Celtic switch off defensively. They leave a man standing there. They leave a man easy enough to get on the end of it and score a goal. And it's a poor one once again for Celtic to concede. Especially because it really does just pop up out of nowhere. It's a typical pre-season friendly goal, though. Nobody's caring. And Starfelt tries to follow one man, and in the middle of that, someone fails to track the other. I think that it looks as though he's peeled off Hatate, maybe. Yeah, I think he's peeled off Rio Hatate. Hatate just refuses to follow the man, basically, and obviously rookie error in football. You let your man go and you're allowing for chances like that, and the defence has already moved up that higher line. It just leaves Benjamin Siegrist in no man's land. So it was always going to go in the back of the net. Celtic down 4-3 to Yokohama F Marinos after leading the game 3-2. But it is time for a host of substitutions for Celtic. I'll try and talk you through them as they happen. First things first, Siad Haxab. Oh God, this is going to be solid. This, they're not bringing up graphics or nothing, and the cameras are switching. But Kyogo's coming on. O is coming on. Liam Scales is coming on. David Turnbull's coming on. Ben Summers is coming on. Daniel Kelly's coming on. And Starfelt's going off. Dyson Maida's going off after his hat-trick. One of the best performances on the park today for Celtic. James Forrest coming on and getting the armband as well. But a lot of changes for Celtic. Wide scale changes. Liam Scales will be coming on in place of Karl Starfelt, and I've been giving Liam Scales a lot of criticism recently and saying he's maybe not the standard to play for Celtic, but if you go off the standard that Karl Starfelt has given us today, then my God, he's got to improve on what Starfelt has given us so far. But a good few changes, a couple of the younger guys on for Celtic as well. I'm just going to remove the 11 from my thing at the bottom of the screen because I'm not entirely sure what the team is that we've got on the park at this moment in time. But I will try and give you as best an impression as I can as Kyogo kicks off play by sending it out wide. Rocco Vata, I believe, on the park as well. Here's James Forrest. Kyogo sends it in for O. It's a good start for Kyogo and O, but just the defender shrugging O off the ball a little bit too easily there for him to get a shot away. Yokohama 4, Celtic 3 with around 20 minutes left to play in the game. Liam Scales looks to get rid of it. Stephen Welsh sends it back to Seagrass. The Celtic look to start again from the back. Plays it long. Out wide to the right hand side. That's a good ball. O sends it out wide now. Here's Ben Summers. Brilliant. Bernabe's on the park as well now. I didn't even notice that. A lot of changes. A lot of changes in the second half for Celtic. By the way, we are on 1,500 viewers. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe. If you've enjoyed the watch along, let me know. Leave your comments, leave your donations. But all I really care about, like, subscribe. That's the main thing on this road to 40,000 subscribers. It's been a good laugh today. I've enjoyed this. I mean, the game has been a questionable quality, but it's been a good laugh. I've enjoyed it being up early and watching Celtic. I've missed it, you know. And listen, you know, I can't drill this point enough that, you know, this is the first pre-season friendly game, and I don't think we need to take many lessons from it in regards to what happens now moving forward and how we play going into the competitive season. I think that this is something that will not be anywhere near the polished product that we will see come the first game of the season. So I'm you know what, I'm not going to sit here and get, you know, we've spoke about it many times. I don't want to keep drilling through the same points, but I'm not going to get too down and out about it. But Dyson Maida with a hat trick, by the way. What a start for him. He came off for Kyogo, of course, but a fantastic first half for Dyson Maida with that hat trick, and Leah Labada as well, who got 2 of the 3 assists. Good combination, good link up, and Maida certainly offering us options to play through the middle. But a little break in play here. I'll get some of your questions in a moment. Let's get some comments up. I was just replying to a text there. Thank you, Brendan. I appreciate it. 2 pre-season games left, 3 if you include the Forest game. Plenty of time to sort stuff out. More signings inbound. Think we just lack a keeper though. Joe Hart is getting on. Exactly. Good 2 or 3 games to play. One back at Celtic Park, of course. We'll be more than good enough and more than ready to go for the first game of the season. And obviously a lot of work in Lennoxtown to do as well. I know it's all, you know, people complain about what's happening here in this game and yada yada. People are very quick to forget that, you know, we have, you know, in that training ground, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, game and Saturday. A lot of work's got to be done now. Brendan Rodgers has only been in for a couple of weeks. When you think about it, it's actually nuts how short a time period it actually has been between Rodgers being appointed the Celtic manager and the first game of the season. Because when Rodgers was appointed, at that moment in time, I was thinking to myself, Christ, there's still so long until the start of the season. But then the time he actually got started and into Lennoxtown and all those first photos, the training gear and being there, between then and the start of the season, like, Christ, it's not actually that long away. Like, it's nuts, because in your head it feels like so much longer than it actually is at first. But ho-hum. I am excited for the first game of the season. Very, very excited. Can't wait to be there. Yeah. Need defenders. Don't know why we're linked with all these wingers. And we're linked with some amount of wingers, eh? Like, don't get me wrong. I would like, I would really like us to sign a couple of wingers, but I mean, it's not seen us linked with any defenders at all, really. So you're just a voice for the club. Corrupt. Excuse me? Did you watch me through the COVID season? If that's the kind of comment I'm thinking that is there. We need to start signing players that Rodgers wants ASAP. Rodgers knows what he needs. More signings. Well, Rodgers spoke about it yesterday. Oh, my camera is saying it needs to cool. Oh, that's great. Fantastic. So that's brilliant. My camera needs to cool down before it ends up blowing up right in my face. So I'm assuming that you can still hear me, but you can't see me. Which is just fantastic. Because you can't see me, I'm going to do something. I'm going to go into. I'm going to do something so you have something to look at for 5 minutes. What was I going to do there? What's that app called for? Let's do this very quickly. Let's have a look at what the player ratings and such are saying so far. While my camera cools down for a brief moment. I'll try and give you as much commentary as I can anyway. Yokohama are currently the ones on the ball. Not much is happening within the game, but let's have a look very quickly while my camera cools down at how much time we've got for things and how things are going and who we've got to play when. So, of course, if we go to our fixtures, we do have that game against Gamba Osaka isn't even listed here, but Saturday the 29th of July, that's next Saturday, a week on Saturday, we'll take on Wolves in Dublin. We've got that game against Gamba Osaka coming up as well this week, and then we've got Bilbao. We don't play Ross County until that day on the Saturday the 5th of August. So we've got a lot of time to prepare, to be quite honest. And why is it's not showing even the current game? Hold on, I'm going to try one football. One of these sites should surely have Celtic running and going. My camera shouldn't take too long to cool down anyway. I don't know why. I think it's just because the loft is so warm. But here we go. Let's get this up on screen for you just for a quick moment, and then I'll get back to your questions. But here we are on screen now. There's nothing, no information about the game whatsoever. No information. But here we go. This will have our full lineup here. The 22nd is the next game against Gamba Osaka, which is obviously Saturday, and that'll be at 11 o'clock as well. So we've got a good wee bit of preparation to do. Wolves will be a really good test. I feel like that's a test that the team probably need as well as we head into the first game of the competitive campaign, but we'll be absolutely fine. We've got more than enough time to get ourselves prepared. Let me try and get my camera back on, because I feel like it should have cooled down by now, and it has cooled down. So my camera should turn on. There we go. We're back in action, ladies and gents. But yeah. 15 minutes left to play here at the Nissan Stadium in Yokohama, Japan. It's Yokohama F Marinos 4, Celtic 3. It's been an entertaining game to say the least, but a defensive disaster class from both sides. So, a lot of work to do in terms to improve that. Here's Kyogo, by the way, outside the area, tries to slip a pass in, but Yokohama... A lot of good interceptions from Yokohama today, because I feel like Celtic have had an eye for a good pass. I feel like we've spotted a good few passes, and that's extended across many players. I felt Haxa was looking for good options, Maida, now Kyogo. A lot of good passes have been spotted by players, but I feel like Yokohama have done a good job at intercepting the passes throughout the game. Kyogo just can't get the ball there. There was a good chance for Celtic, as now we look to have a share of possession to try and find an equaliser in the game, to try and leave the Japanese Celtic fans going home happy, and that's a free kick to Celtic in a delicious position, to say the least. I have a face for the radio, thank you. I know I do. Don't worry, I know that. So, it is a free kick in a very good position for Celtic. The question is who will take it, as Yokohama set up to take a free kick. Hold on. Who is taking the free kick for Celtic? We're waiting here patiently for the camera to pan in on someone. Let's see. The camera's just refusing to show. And it is good to see. I'm seeing the Tommy there, for example, saying good to see the young lads on. Absolutely. I'm very happy to see the young lads on the park. I think that it's very important that they get minutes in this pre-season to allow them to show Brendan Rodgers what they might have to offer, because Rodgers will want to use these guys eventually. Maybe not immediately, maybe not even this season, but eventually he will want to try and improve these players. It's his forte, improving players within the structure of the club, and that includes players in the B team right now, so he'll want to see what he can do with them. Anyway, O stands over this free kick 77 minutes into the game. Could O maybe get a shot somewhere near the target to bring us back on level terms, or to at least create a chance? You've got to make the most of these opportunities. I've never actually seen O take a free kick, not that I can remember. His shots look stupid, but he's got one of them rolled up. Fie out. Anyway, O is taking the free kick. Let's see what you've got, O. Fuck all. He hits it against the wall. Summers will gather it, but once again his shot is blocked against the players who are exiting the wall. And Liam Scales forced to come across to win the ball before Yokohama spear forward a counter-attack. 12 minutes left on the clock here on my screen. Yokohama still up 4-3. They were partying in the streets of Govan tonight as Celtic are losing to Yokohama. But let's see. What else is there? Let's see. Ryan, would you promote Lawal from the B team? Was a standout last season. I don't. Not yet. Not yet. I wouldn't mind seeing Lawal get chances in games that we can afford to give him chances, but to promote him to the senior team to be like playing for us consistently or anything like that is just, he's miles away from there. He's nowhere near that level. We need to sign centre halves before we bring someone like Lawal up. I think Lawal needs time to develop. I think loan moves might have to come into play with guys like him at some point, but because he can't play in the B team forever. Listen, they're playing in the Lowland League, and like that's good to a certain point, I feel. But when you get to like 20 years old, you can't be playing in the Lowland League. Like, even if you are a Celtic B team player, it's just not where you should be. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But there's only 10 minutes left here to play in this game in the Nissan Stadium. Yokohama 4, Celtic 3. Thank you to everybody who's been with me so far throughout the 1 hour and 51 minutes of this stream. Greetings to you too, John, from the Philippines. Wow. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Brilliant. Aye. How long's left the game? Yeah, 10. Just coming up to about 10 minutes now. But Kyogo trying to chase down the ball here. It does go out of play. Kyogo looking as though he's maybe but missing that yard of pace that you would have midway through a competitive campaign. As we said, pre-season friendly, everybody getting up to speed, but just maybe not the same level of speed that you would see in a Kyogo performance. But yeah, I think it's one of those games now that I would be very, very surprised if much changes. I could see this finishing as a 4-3 affair in the last 10 minutes, but both teams have made hefty changes. There are fit legs in the park. People should be digging deep now, especially Celtic, if they want to go and try and take a positive result from this game before we do head over to Osaka. Tomorrow we head over to Osaka, I believe. I feel very jealous of everybody within the Celtic setup right now, the players, the coaching staff, the media team who are over there, because it must be magic just being, travelling Japan, up and down that country right now. It must be brilliant. It must be brilliant for the Japanese players. I'm chuffed for them that they get an experience like this because, obviously we've had a history with Japanese players. We've had, Shinsuke Nakamura, Koki Mizuno. We have had Japanese players, but now more than ever, the Japanese culture and the Japanese players are kind of ingrained into Celtic now with the way that we've signed over the last couple of years. By the way, Celtic moving forward now. James Forrest looks for a cross in the box. He's brought down. Celtic looking for a penalty. They aren't getting one, and to be honest, it looked as though to me that it should have been a penalty. James Forrest using his one burst of the pace that he has all year and sends a delicious ball in for O, who's standing free, but he's dragged down in the area. No penalty given, no reconsideration from the referee. Obviously no VR in the game either. Celtic won't get a penalty, but O did go down. To me, it looked like a penalty. It looked like one. But Celtic not given one. I need to fix my glasses, they're hurting my ears. A foul given though to Celtic now on the halfway line. Yeah, I wonder if we'll get a highlight of this. I would love to see. It doesn't look like it because Celtic have resumed play very, very quickly. I would love to look at it back. I'm not going to cry about it not being a penalty. It's a fucking friendly, but it did look like it should have been a penalty, but ho-hum, Celtic need to get on with it and use that momentum that they used in that phase of play to carry them through the last 10 minutes of the game. 8 minutes to go here in the Nissan Stadium. Any questions, any thoughts, feel free to get them in, because I'll probably stay live for 10 or so minutes after the game to recap what's happened in our first pre-season friendly, but in general, we'll probably wrap things up pretty quickly. So if you do want to get any closing thoughts or anything like that, then please make sure to get them in. I would love Celtic to grab an equaliser now in these last bits of the game. Just, even though it's a friendly and I don't really care how the result goes or anything like that, I would still like to see us get a positive result on this tour. I remember I was in the middle of talking about the Japanese lads, but yeah, absolutely chuffed for them. Must be good being home and having a bit of their own culture, because it is such a drastic change, isn't it? Like, Japan it's like a different planet in every aspect, wildly different. Food, general culture, sport, society, fucking everything. It's like a different world, different planet altogether. So moving to Glasgow must be insane for these guys. So to get a taste of home with everybody in the team as well, to bring your pals, your colleagues over to your home country for an extended visit must feel great. So, aye, I'm very happy with them. Very happy with them. Happy for them, sorry, I should say. I'm in the Philippines, lifelong Celtic fan. Left for Aussie 40 years ago. Like your show, mate. If you ever come out this way, get a resort, some Celtic stuff in the bar. Oh, lovely. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. I'll keep it in mind. I don't know if I'll be heading to Asia anytime soon. Me and my mates were talking about maybe doing a wee kind of backpacking trip down parts of Asia next year, but we'll see what happens. But I will keep it in mind, Daniel. I appreciate it. I'd love to get to Australia. Just pricey, isn't it? Pricey. I'm not made of money, sadly. Yokohama trying to cut inside. Celtic will deal with it pretty well. And I must say, I feel like we've looked more solid defensively with Welsh and Scales than we did with Starfelt and Kobayashi. But the game has obviously changed. We're at that point in the game now. There's 5 minutes to go. People are slowing down. It's not as intense as it was in that first half. But, I just feel like we look more sturdy or something. We're still not be great, but I think we look more sturdy. That's poor. I take it all back. My goodness God, I take it all back. Every last bit of it. It's 5-3 to Yokohama. Ball was sent in and it looked very, very tame. It looked as though like it was not going to lead to anything. But, yeah. I think it was your man Kelly, the young lad. Kelly just didn't challenge for the ball. The ball, it's a floater of a cross. Scales tries to jostle down the opposition, and it's a floater of a cross, and Kelly's just ball watching. Oh, it's McPherson, sorry. My bad, not Kelly. I don't mean to... Sorry, Kelly. It's McPherson. McPherson's just ball watching. The Yokohama player comes in from behind him, and that makes it 5-3. But, yeah, the young lad McPherson, obviously I'm not going to go in too heavy. Never even seen him kick a ball in my life, let alone for the senior team or anything like that. But it is 5-3 to Yokohama. Defensively, that is the main concern from this game. As a friendly, you can say stuff and you don't want to be too over concerned, but defensively, that would, if you're taking away any concern from today's game, then defensively that is where you've got to go. Offensively, I feel like when we had our strongest team out there in the first half, we were looking good, but defensively throughout the entirety of the 90 minutes, we've not been good enough, and that's another one there. Really came from nothing. Yokohama 5, Celtic 3, 86 minutes played. Hopefully, at least we're feeling the benefits fitness-wise of this game, so we're getting something from it. Kevin Muscat looks to be doing a good job with Yokohama, to say the least. Obviously, someone who was touted as a potential replacement for Ange Postecoglou, one that just couldn't have happened in my eyes. We couldn't have afforded to go and bring in the likes of Kevin Muscat, but yeah, Kevin Muscat looks to be doing a good job with them on their way to maybe challenge for a second league title in Japan this season. Joint top of the table, and they're showing they're reaping the rewards of being halfway through a season here today, because they are looking really, really fit. Really, really fit. Ball played out by Scales, which is gathered by Kyogo and sent to O. Ball played out wide. Can Celtic do something with it? And Bernabei moved inside pretty well, but the pass just lacking. And its way to the intended target as James Forrest chases down the Yokohama team. Listen, I'm seeing a lot of... This is what I mean. I'm going to repeat something I said in the first half. Like, I just wish they didn't televise friendlies. I'm having a good laugh here. I'm enjoying myself. I'm loving just sitting here talking absolute shite. By the way, Yokohama breaking through on goal. They've managed to beat Alexander Bernabei. Ball sent over. It's 6-3 to Yokohama. Once again, very poor from Celtic defensively. You know, they left us the dust there. Bernabei just couldn't catch up on that winger. And you can see the difference because Celtic don't look really fit at all right now in this closing stage of the game. Bernabei just can't. And Bernabei's a quick guy. Can't catch him once again. Defenders, defensive midfielders, they leave a man open on the edge of the area. Siegrist can't even get moving to it because there's no point. It's tucked away, really. It's a quality finish because it's from outside the area. But nobody's sitting watching them. The defence has been really, really poor in that regard. I feel like they fell asleep on so many different occasions. But it's still no excuse for, you know, the basics of football being ignored. But it is 6-3 to Yokohama. If Marinos, just changed my overlay, my update. I didn't expect 9 goals today. I didn't expect 9 goals. But what I was going to say before that goal sadly burst the back of the net as we approach the 89th minute here is, I just wish they didn't televise friendlies because between this chat, and there's a lot, but the vast majority are the exact same as me. The exact, like more than half of you are the same mindset as me watching right now. But there's a good amount of folk in the comments and a good amount of folk that I know for a fact on Twitter are going to be wetting the bed over this. God, I just wish they never televised it. Don't tell you the score. The team are doing well. They're fit. That's it. That's all they say. And they just don't tell you anything. Because my God almighty, if you feel... As I was saying earlier on, you would never, ever, ever think that... you'd never think that this is a team who just won a treble and you know, the best team in Scotland, yada yada. Everybody's acting like we're finished, you know. No, not everybody, but you know, a good quarter of the support. But listen, we'll take it. Thanks for watching, Alistair. My legs are gone. My arse is gone sitting in this chair for the last 2 hours. But yeah, you're right. The legs are gone in the Celtic team by now. You can see that the players are looking like they're just hoping for the game to finish up. But we have passed the 90 minutes now. I'm waiting to hear how many minutes are added on. No comment from the commentators in regards to time added on in the game. But here is Kyogo now, who breaks away very, very well. He's unlucky. Free kick Celtic in the middle of the park. Was held up. There's a good... Same yesterday. Like, I'm not a Spurs fan, but it was doing my boxing, seeing all those pages like, oh, Spurs have just lost. Bad start for Ange. Like, shut it. It's a fucking friendly. Come on, who honestly cares? But you know what? There is some people who are so deprived of success that they'll take this. And you know what I mean. Bernabei sends a ball in, and it's cleared away as we approach what will surely be the full-time whistle in a moment or two. I don't imagine the referee's going to add on a dramatic extent of stoppages here. But listen, going forward, there's a lot of positives in Celtic's game today. Just defensively, we have been so poor. I mean, you don't concede 6 goals for no reason. Defensively, we have been shambolic. Here's Bernabei, who's looking to get involved once more. Moving forward on the left-hand side. He moves it to Big O. O tries to get through the defenders. He can't. Bernabei will pick it up. We still have the ball in the box. It's Kyogo, who goes down. But nothing given. Celtic still probing to try and find a fourth. That's a cracker. That is a cracker. David Turnbull. And what did I say earlier in the stream? You know, Turnbull's the kind of player who's still able to come on and get a goal. And do it from range. That is an absolute cracker from David Turnbull right there. Wow. I'm going to turn off this. Wow. Absolute cracker from David Turnbull. Hits the post and goes in. It's just, you know, it's weird. David Turnbull could go, 2 years without kicking a ball. He could snap his leg in a million places. And I am almost certain that he will come back and he will still be able to score an absolute screamer like that. But there it is. It's the full-time whistle at the Nissan Stadium in Yokohama. It finishes Yokohama F Marinos 6, Celtic 4. 10 goals in the game, and if you're looking for entertainment in your pre-season friendlies, then you can't say that you've been denied any here, because 10 goals, wow. Defensively, disastrous from both sides, but attacking-wise, both teams with a lot to shout about. Dyson Maida with a hat-trick for Celtic, and then, of course, David Turnbull with that late consolation goal right at the end of the game. But Celtic not good enough through large portions of the game. Defensively, asleep, gone, vacant, you could say. That's what will need to be picked up on. Some pros, some of our best players, your Starfelts, your Taylors, they looked as though they forgot how to play football today. But keep in mind, and the main message of it all, today it was a friendly. It doesn't matter all that much. There is more to worry about, and it's all about getting fitness back in the legs of these Celtic players, and that's exactly what that game has been used for there today. Yokohama 6, Celtic 4. Yeah, it was always going to be a tough game. I said yesterday in my video, I didn't really care how the result went today, because I knew it was going to be tough with Yokohama being a side who are now just halfway through their campaign and obviously doing things to go and win a league title, whereas we're just starting our Premiership season in a few weeks' time. But listen, there's a couple of players out there today that have to need a wee head a wobble if they're thinking about playing like that going into the main season. But aye. Yeah. Serves you right for fucking Muscat. 6-4. Wow, didn't expect that. But you know what? I've been live for 2 hours and 6 minutes. I've enjoyed every single fucking minute here. What's that? 126 minutes. Wow. I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to wrap up things there because, yeah, it's a friendly, and I'm not going to do a fucking deep dive analysis into what we've got to do right and better and this, that, the next thing. Look, we'll be back. If you want another watch along, let me know. We can do one for the Gamba Osaka game. And we can potentially, I can't do one for the Wolves game, I won't be here. We could potentially do something for the James Forrest testimonial, but that is me for today. The numbers are now dropping down anyway, so I'm going to let you get back to it. Thank you for spending your Wednesday mornings with me. Have a great day. We'll be back on the channel tomorrow, hopefully with some news or such to cover. But thank you. I've really enjoyed that today. So yeah, see you next time. Cheerio.